First of all, that's a heck of a team over there. I was just talking to Coach Pollard before. He gave us a big compliment before the game, and I wanted to give that back. Those are two really good teams, in my opinion. I've been doing this a while. Two Omaha caliber type teams. It's hard to get to Omaha, but that's what it's supposed to be like. Duke and North Carolina, and that's a credit to Chris Pollard and what he's done while he's been at Duke. And yeah, you're behind. We didn't do much yesterday. Our guys stuck with it, found a way to beat a really good closer. Big win for us. It's hard to do. I've been here a long time. It's hard to win a division. It's even harder to win the outright regular season. But we got a series to finish, and honestly for us too, I thought Sprague was a big story. 6 full innings, and Ben Peterson's been big for us, and then Dalton Pence has been Dalton Pence all season.
What did you tell Dalton there at the end? That's how you put your arm around him.
Just, man, here's a kid that's at summer school, and he's throwing, and he says his elbow's bothering him in 2021. And he was a chance to be drafted, was coming to school, and you find out you got to have Tommy John. And I remember the tears running down his eyes, and he got the bracing, so he was able to at least, be back for us in good health last season. But just to know how hard he's worked to get where he is, you look at his body, you look how hard he's working. I felt like going into this weekend, their closer and our closer, best 2 closers in our league, and I'm just happy for him.
But Vance, he kind of was like 0 for 11 skid, and then he comes through in the ninth.
Yeah, I knew he had not been on base much in these 2 games, but when you're a heck of a player, I just told him you're at your best when it mattered the most. But Vance also does a lot of other things to help us win games in center field. So, and that's a credit to their arms. Good night. Every one of them was out there throwing, good velocity, good off speed. And then we also scored on a guy that's sitting there 95, 96. But that was big for Vance to get on base like that, and that's why I decided, I'm just going to bunt Casey right here after he took 1 swing and see if maybe that can find a way to manufacture a run against his closer, because he's one of the best in the country.
How much does this series kind of prepare you guys for the postseason, what's ahead?
Yeah, we all of us Power 5 schools play a lot of home games, but our guys, they're human. They hear different things, and North Carolina's really, really good at home. But we felt like we made a pretty solid statement by sweeping Wake at Wake, which is a really good team. And we lost 3 hard-fought series on the road in Miami, Virginia, and NC State. And we've been good on the road. We haven't been great. So, we've been talking about, hey, if we make it, Omaha's not at home. You're not staying in your own beds. It is neutral, but we want to be tough when we're on the road, because the home team's going to have the advantage. But yeah, to do it here against a rival is pretty special, that's for sure.
So speaking of being on the road, just speak to the environment, big-time environment of fun with 2 Omaha-like teams here today.
Yeah, that's why, when the season started, I had a feeling that we had a chance to have a good club. I thought Duke had a chance to have a good club. I didn't see them as much as you guys probably did, but I expected them to have a good club. And you hope at the end, like, hey, it means something. And that makes the rival even better. And at the end of the day, we talked about before we came over here not being content with winning the Coastal Division. We want to win the series, and we got a step closer, and we'll have our work cut out for us tomorrow. But what a great environment! Think about the teams right now, all right here: us, Duke, State, East Carolina, Wake Forest. There are other really good ones, but that's 5 teams that could host regionals. And I don't know if I've ever seen that many that could potentially host, which is cool.
Any preference on when to play next week?
We're going to talk about that tonight. At the end of the day, the pitching coach side of me is going to come out. I was a position player. I was a catcher. I tell our position players all the time, like, you'll be fine no matter how many days in a row we play, but we got to get our horses ready for that regional. So we're going to look at the format really, really hard. We got to make sure, you're only guaranteed 2 starts. So I want to get the care out there. I want to get Sprague out there and hopefully get Halk out there. But I'm going to look at it hard tonight and in the morning and make a decision.
Looking at Ben, what is about him and his stuff that allowed him to have so much success in the bullpen, maybe compared to wasn't really able to find as a starter?
Yeah, he's another one like Dalton. Like, he gets what the kids like that work, keep their head down, never came in my office. He started the season as a weekend starter. 2 starts, didn't pitch great, didn't pitch for a while. Phenomenal leader, phenomenal teammate, turned down some money to come back to school. I'm going to leave with his degree, and now he's getting a lot of draft attention because he's been throwing it really well for us. And, we lost 2 really good arms. You lose a guy like Knapp and then a guy like Boaz. Low range is probably 140 innings. High range, it can be around 170 innings if they're both horses. So you got to have somebody step up when you move another guy that's been really good in the bullpen, and Halk. And Ben's been that guy, because Halk had a power arm in the bullpen. and we needed another power arm. He's really solidified our bullpen.
Were you surprised to see Bielenson come out again today, and how crucial was that for that night?
No, I think the kid takes care of himself. He's got a low maintenance delivery. I know he threw 50 pitches, but I don't blame him. He got a chance to win the series at home against North Carolina, and they're trying to host too. So I really wasn't. Nothing surprises me when you're in a rival series, that's for sure.
You mentioned dragging guys through failure.
Yeah.
Last night was rough. Early in this game was rough. What would you sort of say to them to keep them locked in there?
Yeah, I don't get our team together too much. I'm not a big rah-rah guy, but we did talk today about, like, hey, I feel like our guys were just kind of just playing instead of like, hey, man, like, it doesn't matter if we won the Coastal Division. That means nothing. We're trying to beat Duke in a rival series and win this series. And so just take a deep breath and let's just play like we have played all year. So, but baseball, it's a tough game. I was glad we moved the game up too. When we lose like that, we get to play earlier.
And then D'Onofrio, a couple of big swings, maybe kind of overshadowed a little bit here, but I mean, that guy's been huge for you.
Man, he is a unbelievable player. Great story. Starts at Division III. Works his way here, but he's a legit prospect. Aaron, I mean, you've seen him play, and he brings a lot. And Coach Pollard said before the game, I mean, goodness gracious, D'Onofrio's playing center field for every team they played. And that's kind of hidden. You look at offense, home runs, pitching, but you don't look at grabbing outs. And D'Onofrio's been really, really good for us. Hard-nosed and solidifies the lineup, spaces out that speed as well. I mean, he just kept on going to second base right there.
Got time for one more.
What went into the decision to bunt Cook? It's one of his only bunt attempts this season.
It's honestly, it was respect for Billis. Took one swing, and I'm like, this guy's so good. I just feel like something's gonna have to happen. Either we get a bunt runner in scoring position, and somebody gets a hit, or maybe they throw the ball away. So it worked out. It wasn't his best bunt, but it was fair. We just say, hey, get it down. And anytime Vance is on the bases, everybody knows you got to rush. And I think that's what happened with him. He knew he had to hurry, and he skipped it. And we got a break right there for sure. Thank y'all.
Thank you. Anybody in there?
Dalton, another high leverage situation for you there. Come in the 8th and then finish off in the 9th. Just talk about the emotions there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a big rivalry between us and Duke. Just after last night where we had stuff that didn't go our way, and then today we finally put it all together and everything went our way through the whole game. We battled, came back from the 3-1 deficit, got it done at the end.
When you're mentally preparing for a potential close scenario in the 9th and you have to come in for an out in the 8th, how does that kind of change the mindset going in?
Doesn't really change the mindset, just continuing to attack a hitter, go after him. I know my stuff works best when I go right at guys and not try to nibble around people, so to speak.
What did Coach Forbes tell you? What did at the end there when he put his arm around you? You remember anything in particular stick with you there?
Just that he loves me. We use that word a lot. He says it's corny sometimes, but that's the coaches here really care for us, and he's done a lot for me over the past 3 years, and it's been great.
It's quite a journey for you too. I mean, I know you've got more business to do here, but I mean, to see the way that you've kind of grown into this role at the back end, and like, how hard have you had to work to get to this point?
Very hard. Everybody in that bullpen and in the pitching staff in general is working their tails off, and it's hard to get in.
Dalton, what was going through your mind when the umpire did the final strikeout call?
Just pure joy. I mean, this is a big rivalry. They're a top 10 team. We're a top 10 team. I mean, they're really, really good, and just to get that final out felt great.
What's it like having the UNC fans here clapping till that final out on the road?
It felt good. It felt like a home atmosphere. So it was kudos to them. They came out.
How big of an addition has Ben been to the bullpen?
Huge addition. Just being able to piece together innings, fill that gap that we needed. It's been a very good help to me, Post, and Maddie, and everybody else.
What did Forbes say to you guys after last night? He said that he felt like you were playing but weren't really competing.
We didn't feel like we were in attack mode. Just kind of on the defense the whole game, just responding. And today we were in attack mode. That was our default. So it just worked out better for us.
Do you you think scoring first really helped solidify that attack mode today?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, our guys got after it in the first inning and then saw a little bit of trouble and then got through the tough part at the end.
Hey, you look like you've loved those leverage moments all year, but with the ACC tournament right around the corner, I'm curious, can you speak to the landscape and how tough it is to play in the ACC daily and weekly?
It is. It's tough week in and week out. I don't really feel like there's many teams that are pushovers. Everybody's good all around. I mean, I think last week we had like 6 or 7 in the top 25, something like that. So, I mean, it's tough. Thank y'all.
What are you thinking when you get the bunt signed?
Oh, man. First one all year. I mean, we practice it. It's different in the game. I know my stance didn't look anything like it usually does, but at the end of the day, Vance is on first base, so I was like, all right, don't be too cute with it. Got it down. Not ideal, but, you know, it worked. So.
What was the last time you bunted?
Oh, wow. I think last. So, actually, in the tournament last year, ACC tournament, I think I did the same exact thing. Line drive back to the pitcher.
When you see him throw it away there, and then you end up on second, I believe. I mean, talk about the emotions.
Oh my God, yeah. I mean, I went from running down the first base line thinking I screwed it up to being in a really good spot for the team. So it was a swing of emotions, but I mean, it worked out. So.
First extra base hit in conference play that's not a homer or a single. Couldn't have come at a better time. Kind of what was going through your mind, especially after that game yesterday, that might not have been your best?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't felt great in the box all series, but that's going to happen. It's baseball, so you just keep competing. And luckily, I got down to 2 strikes, but just battled my butt off and hit a line drive down the right field line. So, not that I was trying to do that, like I said, and it's hard to direct where your ball's going, so all I'm trying to do is put a good swing on it and good things happen.
Did you make any small adjustments from yesterday to today in the box?
I would say just try to push the ball back. I was making decisions way too soon. I wasn't really seeing pitches, so I just try to push it back a little bit. And not that I made huge strides, but I do think it helped me a little bit.
It seems like whenever there's a big moment in the game all season, you're kind of all right in the middle of it with a big hit or a big RBI. Just how have you kind of molded into that role this year, coming up big, in those moments?
Yeah, I mean, Coach said, you got to learn to love those situations, and it's true. Everyone's going to be in them, and I think the biggest thing is, you're just chasing those opportunities. You're chasing RBIs, guys on second, guys on third. Those should be your most fun at-bats because you have a chance to put the team on top. So I would say just adapting to that mindset is probably the biggest thing.
How important or crucial do you guys think it was for the hitters after seeing Dalton for the second time?
It was big. He's a really good pitcher. He's one of the best in the league, and I think it's just we had an approach going the first time, but it's a little different when you get in the box. So I'd say today we were a little bit more prepared.
How does the experience of yesterday help you kind of get over the hump today when you fell behind early, but yesterday you weren't able to complete the comeback?
Yeah. I mean, I think those games are huge, especially going forward, because recently we've been, run ruling teams, and that's good and all, but when you move forward into playoffs, it doesn't always go like that. So I think you should learn to, thrive in those games and one-run games. That's our biggest thing. We wanted to win more one-run games, so we did it today, and I think that's big moving forward.
How big is it for you guys as a team to have a chance to take a road series that's not Wake?
Yeah, I mean, it's huge. The Wake one was good. I think was that our only road series win? Yeah. So, I mean, it's always harder on the road, but we're not going to make any excuses. We're just going to keep playing our game, and we're looking for a second road series win, I guess.
Hey, you get the last one. And from an offensive identity, from an offensive identity, man, just a quick question. D'Onofrio on the hustle double, I feel like that ignited y'all's dugout. Maybe than any play today. Can you talk to that hustle double for me?
Yeah, I mean, that's just the kind of player he is. If you've seen him play all year, he's, he'll hit a routine single, and you'll see him on second base, third base from a throwing area. That's just how he plays, man. And it puts pressure on the defense, and it gets us fired up too.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.